Time to hit the road. I'll find a new route. Keep left and then turn left.
All right, good evening, everyone. This is John Tapp with the International LoadStar, and happy November to you all. And we're going to start to get Thanksgiving stuff soon, but
turn left.
We're going to start with Iowa. It's going to be a long drive, so it's going to be for ice cream in Shoptown. Somewhere in Des Moines. And so anyway, let's go for a ride, everyone.
Keep right and
on this Sunday night.
Exit right. Turn left. Keep left and then turn left. Turn left. Go straight on. Here we are, safe and sound. ready to roll. Rerouting. Go straight on. Get ready to turn right. Turn right. Keep left. Exit left.
costumes this Halloween, I'm very grateful that my daughter has chosen to be Hermione, because the parent chat at school has been very like, who has costumes? Where are we going to find the who's going to do the purple braid? Like, the stress on the K-pop costume families this year is real, and I see you and I respect you. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much to Sarah Isger and Mo Lathy. Left, Right, and Center is produced by Mark A. Green. Our executive producer is Arnie Seipel. The show is recorded and mixed by Nick Lamponi. Special thanks to Clean Cut Studio here in D.C. Todd M. Simon composed our theme music. Left, Right, and Center is a co-production of KCRW and Fearless Media. We are distributed by PRX. I'm Susan Davis. David Green will be back next week.
Download and subscribe at kcrw.com/LRC, the KCRW app, or wherever you find podcasts. Left, Right, and Center is produced and distributed by KCRW. Support for Houston Public Media comes from Live Nation, presenting crossover duo Black Violin, blending classical instruments with contemporary music styles in concert November 2nd at 713 Music Hall. Information at livenation.com.
I'm Anita Rao. Embodied is WUNC's weekly radio show and podcast about sex, relationships, and health. Join me to meet people who aren't afraid to question what we think we know about intimacy, who are embracing the unique ways their bodies shape their lived experience, and who have some fascinating stories to share about their relationships. We'll take on the taboo together next time on Embodied. Sundays at 8 p.m. on News 88.7.
Your NPR station, News 88.7 KUHF Houston, a service of the University of Houston. Get local and breaking news anytime at houstonpublicmedia.org. Listen to us on your favorite devices. Tell your smart speaker to play News 88.7.
Hey y'all, I'm Sam Sanders. Today on my show with KCRW, comedian Jasmine W. Her sense of humor has gained her nearly 2 million followers on TikTok alone. But Jasmine told me that she could care less about that app shutting down.
I don't worry as much as other people because I have a lot of talent.
Jasmine goes deep this episode on what it's like to be fully immersed in the world of online content creation and front-facing video. Turns out, it's not all roses.
To talk into a camera alone in a room for 45 minutes is crazy.
Also, later on in the show, we follow up on a chat from a previous episode and break down what actually makes a horror movie a horror movie. Coming up this hour after these headlines.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Janine Hurst. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says SNAP food assistance benefits could restart as soon as midweek.
President Trump wants to make sure that people get their food benefits.
So it could be done by Wednesday.
Could be.
Speaking there on CNN's State of the Union, this after 2 federal judges last week told the Trump administration it has to use billions of dollars in reserve money for the more than 40 million people on SNAP. Bessent says the administration won't appeal the rulings, but the suspension of SNAP benefits means food banks are getting slammed with people. At a food pantry in the Bronx, volunteer Joseph Rettler tells the Associated Press that the lines are getting very long.
It's real bad now. It's so much people, it goes all the way around the block to McDonald's. It's like a whole square block. We're talking about close to 2 or 3 blocks, so all around the whole block.
SNAP benefits ended for millions of people yesterday. President Trump ordered the Pentagon to plan for possible military action in Nigeria in response to violent attacks that Trump says amounts to the persecution of Christians there. Nigeria pushed back on the allegation, saying both Christians and Muslims are affected. NPR's Emmanuel Akinwotu has more.
President Trump warned that if Nigeria continues to allow the killing of Christians, the U.S. military would intervene to, quote, completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. A Nigerian government spokesperson said assistance fighting insurgents was welcome as long as its sovereignty was respected. This week, the U.S. designated Nigeria a country of particular concern for failing to protect Christians. It centers on attacks in north and central Nigeria, where mass killings by herders against farming communities have displaced millions of people. The plight of majority Christian communities have led U.S. lawmakers to campaign for their protection. Emmanuel Akinwotu, NPR News, Lagos.
Wildland firefighting watchdog groups say federal land managers have fallen behind in wildfire prevention work in the country's forests. NPR's Kirk Sigler has more.
The group Grassroots Wildland Firefighters combed through U.S. Forest Service data and found specific wildfire prevention projects like thinning overgrown forests and prescribed intentionally set fires are down 38% compared to the last 4 years. This is significant because the president's executive orders after the deadly Los Angeles fires called for a ramp-up in this work, as well as logging on public forests. But the report shows the agency hasn't had enough staff due to DOGE cuts, and it's getting exacerbated by the government shutdown. In statements to NPR, federal agency officials have defended the broader Trump cuts, saying they're part of making the federal government more efficient. Kirk Sigler, NPR News, Boise.
U.S. futures contracts are trading higher at this hour. All three major indices up around 0.2%. You're listening to NPR News from Washington. More than 12,000 health researchers and leaders are gathered in Washington, D.C. for American Public Health Association's annual meeting that got underway today. NPR's Ping Huang reports they'll be charting a path through what they see as a crisis in their field.
Dr. Georges Benjamin has seen a lot of crises in the almost 25 years he's led the American Public Health Association. But this one is different.
I think public health is under attack by our own federal government more than anything else.
The Trump administration is making deep cuts to staffing and funding for the existing health system, moves Benjamin say are, quote, totally destroying the modern health system. And at the same time, the Make America Healthy Again movement is on the rise.
We all want to have healthier food. We want to get people to be more physically active. But we want to do that based on what we know to be the best evidence that we have at the time.
At this week's meeting, Benjamin says the field will be taking stock of the massive changes and charting a path to rebuild. Ping Huang, NPR News.
Belgium's defense chief is threatening to shoot down the next drones that enter his country's airspace. This after unidentified drones were spotted for the second night in a row, hovering over a military base in northeastern Belgium that houses U.S. nuclear weapons. This is the third base in Belgium where drones have been sighted in recent weeks, and officials say efforts to track the drones by helicopters and cars have so far been unsuccessful. U.S. futures contracts are trading higher at this hour. I'm Janine Herbst, NPR News in Washington.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include Lilly Endowment, a private foundation supporting NPR's coverage of religion and spirituality, and Jarl and Pamela Mohn, focusing on civil liberties, foster youth, public radio, and the arts.
Tonight on Houston Public Media TV8, it's a night of drama, starting with Miss Austin at 7. Then, Masterpiece Mystery presents May Gray at 8, followed by The Gold with Hugh Bonneville at 9. Tonight on TV8, or stream on the PBS app. Support comes from Houston Cinema Arts Festival, presenting film screenings, performances, and special events celebrating the theme Here, November 6th through the 16th at venues across Houston. Details at cinemahtx.org.
Hey y'all, it's the Sam Sanders Show from KCRW, a show all about the things that entertain us. Thank you so much for listening. This week, comedian Jasmine W. I follow a lot of people online, and she is truly one of my favorites. Jasmine does a lot. She's a stand-up, but she also has this YouTube channel where she talks about everything from single motherhood to divorce to dating to cooking and skincare. And that's what I love about Jasmine. Her version of internet personality is kind of all over the place. She is not just one thing. Gonna talk about how she does it all and how the grind for a working comic like herself contains more moving parts now than ever. Then later on in the show, what makes a horror movie a horror movie? You might have heard our earlier episode this month where me and some panelists picked our 4 favorite horror films of all time and built a horror movie Mount Rushmore. Well, as soon as we stopped taping, our videographer, Luis Pena, he said, actually, your list is wrong. So this episode, he comes on the mic to argue horror with me and share his list of top horror movies. All right, let's get into it. I love you and have discovered you on Instagram. I find that you're doing a kind of comedy that feels really new to me. It's like comedy, also life, also beauty, also I got a kid.
Yeah.
And it's like comedy / lifestyle. But I want you to define for our audience the work you're doing, because I like it.
Yeah. You know what? I don't really have a definition for it. The fact that you said that makes me want to get teary-eyed, you know? It feels so good, but I'm just trying to show people who I am authentically. Yeah. And it's not just one thing. It's not just one idea, and it'll never be the same idea over and over.
Love that. Yeah.
It will for a period of time, but not forever.
Yeah. Well, and it feels like it has to be that way. I talk to a lot of comedians, and one unifying thread I get with all of them is that if you're a comedian right now, the hustle is never ending.
Yes.
You're doing shows.
Yes.
You're always workshopping something. You are making short form video probably for Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Mm-hmm. You have to do crowd work because the videos need you interacting with the crowd.
Right.
And you probably got to be on 11 podcast too.
Yeah, I've been on the past month.
Yeah.
I've probably been on 6 podcasts in the past month and a half. Yeah.
When you were growing up watching comedians and maybe thinking about doing it yourself, how different is the grind you're in now from what you expected it to be?
I feel like I've been doing comedy for almost 12 years. The grind 12 years ago is not even the same that it is now. I didn't expect it to be this way. Not good or bad, just different. But I think watching comedians on TV as a kid, I didn't know I would be a comedian as a kid, but I just imagined somebody getting up on stage and having a really funny story. I didn't really know what the grind was.
Yeah.
And it was also so different. Like, there was no social media, you know? So I think 10 years ago, I thought, I'm going to get on stage every night and somebody's going to, you know, come see me and discover me. I'm going to get passed at the comedy club I want to get passed at. And that's how the team is you, girl. It's you editing, writing, shooting, posting, everything.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what's crazy. It's like all comedians at this point are also video editors and creative producers.
Yeah, for sure.
You make your own videos, and you do this one thing that I love, and I've never seen anyone do it before the way you do it, but you'll make these cooking videos where it's like you cooking, but you're in a really bad mood, and you're kind of yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
And then the background vocals are like another version of you also yelling.
Sugar, I can't show y'all everything. You know how to cut a pineapple, okay?
The skin off the pineapple.
And if you don't, Google it.
You can make a tea with that.
Pineapple skin.
Do not worry about.
Do not say nothing about my teapot. Don't say nothing.
It's so good. What do you call it? And where did it come from? Do you have a name for that? It's so good.
No, I just say I do voiceover over my videos.
Yeah.
You know where it came from?
Yeah.
YouTube specifically. Mm-hmm. I'm the only person on YouTube. I won't say I'm the only. I started the voiceover on top of the YouTube video. Yeah. And I know one day a white man gonna come do it and it's gonna blow up and they're gonna say he revolutionary and all that. I started that.
Save the clip. When Joe Blow blows up doing this, we're going to run this back.
Yes. The girls who know, I've been doing this for at least 6 years.
Really?
You know, yeah.
Where did it start? How did it start?
Because to talk into a camera alone in a room for 45 minutes is crazy. It's ridiculous. Then to watch yourself back and not have anything else to say on top. It's like I'm watching myself back. I'm making fun of myself. I'm making fun of the videos. Last night, I just uploaded a Love is Blind. In the background, I said, I'm eating a donut because it was midnight. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. ridiculous to talk to a camera and not have anything else to say after editing, for 2 hours. So that's really where it came from.
Okay. I love it. Because you're like, when you do the voiceover of your own videos, you're not just dragging the viewers, you're also dragging yourself.
100%. Yes. A lot of people don't even know this story. How it started was because I saw a few videos during like the pandemic of trad wives.
Oh yeah.
And how they enjoy cooking and making lunch for their husband, and it's such a joy for them. Girl, whatever, girl. And so it started as Angry Wife. So I would cook. I cook and I enjoy cooking sometimes. It's not,
Yeah.
And I was married at the time. I'm divorced now. Anyway.
You won.
Right. I would cook angrily for my husband, and that's kind of how it started. And then when I got separated, it always annoyed me that as soon as you post a video, there's a comment like, what did you use? How much was it? Or what was that? Can you run that back? It's like, did you not watch it? Can you not watch it again? Is there not a replay option on your phone? So it went from me being angry at my spouse to being angry at everyone because I'm anticipating the way you're going to annoy me in the comments. It's like, don't ask me nothing.
That's what you say every video.
Yes.
Don't ask me nothing. It's so good.
Thank you.
Well, and like it feels like it is poking fun at so much of the inauthentic radical positivity.
Yes.
It feels that women, particularly mothers, are asked to perform online all the time.
Yes.
You're expected to be not just a mother, but hot, rich, skinny, and happy.
Yes.
And making me laugh.
Yes. And personable and kind. I'm a kind person, but I've always said, I'm not necessarily nice. I'm a human being.
There you go.
So prepare to get roasted if you say something mean.
And don't ask her any questions.
Yeah, so that's where it came from.
Okay, if you're just now joining me, I am here with comedian Jasmine W. You might know Jasmine from her viral videos on TikTok, where she has over 1 million followers. We've been chatting about how she expresses herself through her work. I feel like there's a version of comedy where all of a man's set is about how his wife is the adult and does all the work and raises the kids, and I'm just a schmuck. And then there's a lane of comedy where women are basically being like, men suck. You have this other lane that is just a little more real, a lot more real. Like you have a video that I was watching this morning where it's like 18 minutes of you being like, here's why I will not have another kid.
Yes.
And it's part therapy life advice, part comedy, but it's so real. How do you figure out and decide how to talk about things that are that personal and also for some people maybe controversial?
I have a lot of opinions.
Okay.
And I just feel like a part of me being a comedian is me being the youngest child and needing to feel seen and heard and not necessarily validated, but like this is my experience and I can't be the only one. I will say that growing up as like the youngest of three, like much older siblings, I have a sister that's 14 years older than me and a brother that's 8 years older than me.
Oh, so they were just, you were
my parents
the runt.
Yeah. My parents were like, girl, as long as you alive,
Yeah.
So I feel like I can't be the only one all the time. So whenever I feel like, hold on, I can't be the only one who feels this way about motherhood or about relationships or about therapy or about anything, about cooking, then I feel like, let me make a video about it. Just, just to say my experience, and somebody might be able, if one person is able to like relate to it or maybe relate to one part of the video, I feel really good. Like, yay, like we're connecting on something, So that's what, like, me making the video about never having another kid, it's really about how hard it is to mother someone, how challenging it, and we're not talking enough about how hard it is to be a mom.
That's the thing. And like that is what the trad wife performance is never showing you.
Yes.
It's actually hard, and you're kind of, I find, the women that I know in my life, they're often alone in doing it, even if they have a partner.
Yeah.
There's always a lead parent.
Yeah.
It's usually the woman.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. Well, and so in your video about not having kids anymore, one thing you talked about was just like, yeah, they cut me open. It was a C-section. Didn't like it. That sucked.
And who volunteers? Like, oh, yeah, you know what? I think I want to do that again.
Yeah, one more.
You know, and I date people now, and I'll be like, and I a lot of younger guys like me, and I'm like, you know, you know what you're asking me to do? Like, if I, you know, saying that, oh, I would love a child. It's like a huge sacrifice. It's such a big sacrifice.
Yeah.
And we don't talk enough about how big of a sacrifice it is as well. You know.
And then, you know, you get with some guy, he wants you to have a baby. You got the baby whether he sticks around or not.
Right.
That. When you think of the things that you're able to do as a woman in comedy, the topics you're able to discuss, like motherhood, relationships, being single, not being single, divorce, whatever, do you think it's better now to be a woman in comedy than it was when you were a kid? Because me on the outside looking in, I see more voices like yours controlling the content they're making because you're doing it yourself. But we also just talked about how there's so many balls you have to juggle at once with the hustle right now. Is it harder, better, easier for a woman in comedy now, you think, than it was 15, 20 years ago?
I think it is.
Yeah.
You know, I think even though it doesn't mean it's easy now, but it's much easier, I would imagine, you know, just because people that I admire, like, you know, Adele Givens and like Monique were cussing on stage.
Yeah.
They were saying certain things, you know, but I feel like I'm able to say much more than they were even able to say.
Yeah.
So just because it's much more acceptable for me to express myself, you know, sexually as a woman, about my body, even saying they cut me open, like those things I feel like are much more accepted by society, and it makes it easier because when you're accepted a little bit more, it's just a little bit less pushback, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't want to hear y'all mouth.
Don't ask me no questions.
Exactly. So yeah, it's easier now, I think.
Okay. One more question about comedy for you before we move on to some other topics. You do TikTok like all the kids do these days. You have to. I don't know how y'all do it. The level of stamina required is insane.
Yeah.
You're always posting. But like, I worry about TikTok and wonder what's next for TikTok because, you know, for the last year or so, it was supposed to be banned, but it wasn't. Are you worried about the future of TikTok? Do you think it might go the way of, I don't know, Vine? As someone who builds so much of your career on these platforms, the platforms aren't guaranteed to us forever. Do you worry about it?
Yeah. You know, I don't worry as much as other people because I have a lot of talent. And you have to, I think one of my biggest strengths in life is the pivot.
Okay.
So I do have faith in myself on how to pivot whenever needed. So the bands have never made me sweat too much just because I'm like, yeah, I have 2 million followers on TikTok and most of those people don't even see my videos anyway, child. So, you know, like, who cares? You know?
Yeah.
But TikTok is my resource for pop culture.
Yeah.
It is my source a lot of times for news.
Really?
Like, if I see a news article, it's my Google search engine now.
Wow.
If I want to know how a product is, I search in TikTok first.
You're young. I think the dividing line between being young and being old is where you search.
Really?
I'm old. I will start at Google and then go to Wikipedia.
Ooh.
I'm old.
Ooh, you just aged yourself.
I really did. The kids are going to TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, I will start at TikTok and Google, and then Reddit might be my last stop.
Reddit's still nice.
Yeah,
Reddit's like the last nice place of the internet. Yeah. Well, I mean, some parts.
I love Reddit though, but it's so nice to be like, oh, this is a new drink. Oh, okay. Before I buy it, let me go to TikTok and see what. I know somebody's made a video about it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I always, it's like, I remember when we as a society like latched on to social media, and it was like before Facebook, it was like GeoCities, and it was like MySpace. Remember that? And I remember when MySpace was like ascendant, I was like, man, I wonder what I'll be decorating my profile page like when I'm in my 50s. Because it was like in my mind, it's like, well, this is it. We made the thing. It is MySpace.
Yeah.
And then it was Facebook, and then it was Vine, and now it's Instagram, and then it was Snapchat, and now it's TikTok. I feel like, do you worry, care, think about what the next thing will be? Because it might not be TikTok forever.
I don't really care. I'm just enjoying the ride.
All right.
I think on TikTok I do worry about just because I learn a lot of things on that platform about what's happening around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I do worry about like how that information or access to information might change.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about that because I love hearing about what's happening. I didn't know that there was a flood. And I can't remember where I saw it this morning, but I was like, I need to save this video and come back to this and see what's happening, So, I love the access to information, and I'm kind of worried about that. But as far as my presence on the platform, I don't worry about things I can't control like that.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah.
You gotta figure it out. Anywho, I love your comedy. In November, where are you gonna be? Folks want to come find you.
Nowhere in November. If you're in LA, you can catch me in shows. But in December, I'll be on the 12th and the 13th. I'll be in DC.
Okay, my old stomping grounds. We're in DC.
Yes, at DC Comedy Loft.
Oh yeah.
They showed me so much love for years and years. I've been performing there. And then on the 14th of December, I'll be in Charlotte.
Listeners, if you're having fun with us right now, tell a friend about us. I know you have a friend who needs to hear Jasmine's take on motherhood, her take on divorce, her take on dating, her take on all the things. So go ahead, share this episode with that friend of yours who needs to hear it. Go ahead. I'll wait. All right, time now for a break. When we come back, Jasmine W. shares her scorching hot take on reality dating shows. It's a good one. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Rodinghouse. And I'm Jeronimo Cortina, host of Party Politics on Houston Public Media. We're inviting you to News and Brews happening February 17th at St. Arnold Brewing Company. Let's have a thoughtful political conversation over great food and cold drinks. When you donate $60, select your ticket to News and Brews, and you will also get a complimentary pint glass. Get your ticket today at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate. See you there.
Election Day is this Tuesday. I'm Ernie Manous. Join me along with politics and government reporter Andrew Schneider for live special coverage with results from local and statewide elections. In Harris County, a congressional seat and a city council seat are up for consideration, as well as 17 state constitutional amendments, many involving taxes. Special coverage begins this Tuesday at 8 p.m. on News 88.7 and online at houstonpublicmedia.org.
We take you now to Grover's Mills, New Jersey.
I'm George Takei. When Orson Welles broadcast The War of the Worlds, he changed the face of mass media.
We are deeply shocked about the results of last night's broadcast.
On October 30th, 1938, millions were listening to CBS when The War of the Worlds came on the air. Listen for War of the Wells from R.H. Green and Southern California Public Radio.
Sunday night at 9 p.m. on News 88.7.
Hey y'all, it's the Sam Sanders Show, here with hot takes and big thoughts on pop culture every week. Let's get back to my conversation with comedian Jasmine W. So earlier in our chat, Jasmine shared that she is not afraid to be honest in her comedy. Knowing that, I asked her for her hottest pop culture hot takes, and she did not disappoint. Let's get back into it. On the show, all the time, I ask my panelists to share some of their hottest pop culture hot takes. I have a few of my own. I think that no movie should be over 90 minutes.
Okay.
I think that the vast majority of albums don't need spoken word interludes.
Ooh.
Only a handful deserve them.
Shade to Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
Her new album has a lot of interludes.
But do you like them?
When I listened to them the first time, I loved it.
There you go.
Now I skip them.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
What else? We have one past panelist whose hot take was that every Beatles song except Hey Jude sounds better when performed by a black person. And I'm kind of like, okay. Right? All this to say, we love hot takes. I want you to share a hot take or two if you have one. Do you have, Jasmine W., a pop culture hot take for us?
Anyone who goes on a reality show for love or dating is desperate. Point blank, period. Desperate for love, desperate to be famous, desperate.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I have the same theory about people who write in to advice columnists for a should I leave him or stay advice kind of question. It's already over. If you're writing Dear Prudence, if you're asking strangers to fix your relationship, it's over.
Yes.
In the same way that, like, if you're going on a reality show for love, it's already a bad situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think most of them that go on now are going for love or just going to become a celebrity?
I honestly think it's 50-50.
Yeah?
I think it's 50-50. I think that probably a lot of the men are just going... I think a lot of the men are going for more access to the types of people that they want to date outside of their bubble. So
it's like takes them up a social class.
Yes. It takes them up a notch when it comes to their social class, and that's why they do it.
What about women? Why are they doing it?
I think 50-50. 50% love, 50% just want to be an influencer. This is the easy jump.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, and now it's like it's its own industry. This blew my mind. One of the housewives from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, that show, she's now going to be the Bachelorette.
Really?
She upcycled reality shows. Yes. So you know, the newest Bravo sensation was this show, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is all about this group of, like, TikTok Mormon moms who reveal on camera that all of them are kind of swinging.
Yeah.
One of those women who ended up single, she is now going to be on The Bachelorette. She leveled up reality shows.
Wait, they revealed that all of them are kind of swinging?
Where have you been?
I need to watch this.
You gotta watch this. It is chaos.
But do they talk about this on the show, or do they just reveal it on the show and they never say anything else about it?
I'm not gonna say anything else because you gotta watch it. It's wild. It's wild. But the fact that, like, now the path to reality show fame is just like working your way up over multiple reality shows.
Sure.
That says to me more of what you're saying, which is like, oh, they're going for clout.
Yeah.
I don't think this Mormon woman on The Bachelorette is going to find the love of her life on The Bachelorette, but she's going to walk out of that situation a bigger star.
She will.
Which, okay.
Because I watch The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And I don't watch the Mormon Wives because
you got to.
Now.
Messy mess. Yeah. I think they it's an industry now. Reality show contestant, that's a job. You're clocking in.
Yeah.
And you have, like, career aspirations. Would you ever do it? Reality show?
Yes. One of my goals in my career is to host a reality show.
Wait.
Yeah.
Sizzle reel right now. Go.
Sizzle reel right now?
Go. Yeah. You are auditioning to host some kind of reality show. This is your tape.
Ooh.
This is it.
Okay. I'm Jasmine W, and welcome back to You're Desperate. I'm sorry.
And this show is about?
This is a show about anyone and everyone who's willing to go on television in front of millions of people to find love. You're not hot enough, you're not rich enough, and you're probably not smart enough, but you're here, and that's what matters.
I would watch that show. I would watch that show. Somebody call her.
Period. Let's get it. And I would roast everybody on the show just during the reunion. You know, come on, let's do it.
What is the special conceit of your dating show?
You know what? I really just want to see people who are genuinely looking for love, who are not there to be famous, and who don't claim to be hot.
Yeah.
Or any of these other things. Just say I'm just a regular girl looking for a man.
Yeah.
I'm just a regular guy, and I just want love. You know, regular degulars.
Regular degulars. That's a show name. Regular degulars. I want a show where from jump, the friends and family are as involved as a contestant.
Oh, I hate those shows.
I love those.
Oh.
I want everyone to show up at the house on day one, and all of the contestants meet each other, and then in the second part of the pilot episode, there's a big reveal, a curtain rolls back, and it's every contestant's like top 3 or 4 family and friends.
Oh my goodness.
And they're like, we're going to have notes too.
No.
Mamas are there, daddies are there, brothers are there, cousins are there, best friends are there. And the confessional is all the friends and family just talking ass.
You know what? The fact that I hate it so much makes it so good.
There you go.
But do you really want your friends and family to help you decide your partner?
It's not about a real decision. It's a reality show, which means it's not real. It's not real love. You're not going to walk out with love. You might walk out with some SponCon endorsement deals.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're just not joining me, I am here with comedian Jasmine W. We've been sharing our pop culture hot takes, and you know how much I love those. It's a good hot take. Reality show contestants are desperate. Do I have a hot take to share? I've shared so many on this show already. If I had to have a new one, I'm going to think, commercials are fine. Commercials are fine. We went through this era of streaming TV when streaming was ascendant, and everyone was like, you never have to see ads again.
Yeah.
And then when these streamers realized that's not financially solvent, they began to introduce ads again, and folks got mad about having to watch ads.
Yeah.
Ads are fine.
They're great, actually.
Yes. We live in capitalism. This stuff ain't gonna pay for itself.
Yeah.
Everything's a commercial.
Yeah.
Ads are okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes the ad is better than the show.
Sometimes I just have to get up and go to the bathroom.
And you got a break.
Yeah, give me an opportunity.
Yes. Right? These people who are like, I don't want to see any ads. Well, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
You are in a store called America.
Yeah.
And we're selling you things.
Yes.
I wish they'd put more commercials in this show. Do it. Come on. I love a good commercial.
Do you?
I do. Okay. I remember as a kid, my gay ass, I was not watching the Super Bowl for the game.
Yeah. Oh.
I was like keeping notes on the commercials.
Oh, yeah. That's what I used to watch the Super Bowl for when I used to watch.
Keep right.
Like the little Clydesdale horses for the beer and the polar bear for the Coca-Cola.
Exit right.
But now they're all going to be AI. So.
Another hot take. AI might be bad.
I was talking to a friend yesterday about AI art.
Get ready to turn right.
And they asked me if it was, what I thought about it. And I was like, I hate it. I hate the idea of like AI, actual art, like paintings.
Yeah.
Or they're not paintings, they're AI.
Yeah.
And my friend goes, you use AI? And I go, just a little question every now and then.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
There's definitely a threshold. It's like, well, the AI just showed up on my phone and it wanted to answer my questions. Okay. But I'm not like seeking it out.
Yeah, so.
Some guy big in AI said recently,
right.
one of the guys in charge of one of the big ones,
was
like, pretty soon you'll be able to sext with AI.
Turn right.
No.
Never.
Okay. No, because like sex is supposed to be personal.
It rarely is.
It's supposed to be personal. It's supposed to be how you really think and how you really feel. And if someone else or something else create those words for you, then come on.
Yeah.
Not as fun.
Although I feel like we're about 5 years out from half the straight men in America having an AI girlfriend.
Thank God.
Give the women a break.
Thank God. Let's I hope we go that way. Okay, bother them.
Next, give them an AI therapist.
Okay, and someone to cook and clean. Problem solved.
Problem solved.
Problem
solved. Any other hot takes you got?
I believe if you are on a first date, you should kiss. I kiss on every first date I go. If the guy makes it through the entire date and I don't get up and leave, which does happen, we're kissing, baby. I want to see what's popping. I want to see if we have chemistry. I want to see if you're a good kisser.
Yeah.
That was very controversial the other day when I posted it on Threads.
Who was mad at that?
Everybody's like, oh, that's gross. That's disgusting. Oh my God. Like, oh, that's why everybody got the herpes. I'm like, you guys, kissing is a lost art.
Ooh.
And if you are on a date, I'm not saying that this is a blind date. I'm not saying that you guys have never spoken before. A lot of people think, oh, you don't even know them. I'm like, I like to have conversations before I get on in person with somebody.
Yeah.
And yeah, we kissing.
If it's a good first day, go have at it. My back when I was out in these streets, I knew a first date was really good when there was a second location.
Yes.
You know, you start somewhere, it's going well, and then you're like, you want to go to another bar?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, we're doing it. You know?
Oh my gosh, yes.
That for me. It's like, if our date ends up at a second location, we're kissing.
Yeah.
You might be in my house the next morning.
Never know.
You never know. You never know. This was so much fun.
Oh, I had a blast.
This was so delightful. Check out Jasmine W on literally all the platforms, even Threads. You on TikTok, you on Instagram, you on Threads.
YouTube.
You're doing shows, YouTube.
Yes.
Just search spell Jasmine for them.
JAZMYNW.
W's for winning. Listeners, can I ask you for a quick favor? I want to hear your hot takes on entertainment and pop culture. Some of you have already sent me in your hot takes, and I love them all. I've been loving reading those emails. Y'all are spicy. It's good. So all of you, keep sharing. Share your hot takes with me. Your hot takes that are so hot, even your friends can't defend them. Maybe your takes about reality TV. Like, do we actually need another reality dating show for straight people? I'm not sure we do. Anywho, I want to hear all about your takes. Just send me an email with your hottest hot take to sam@kcrw.com. sam@kcrw.com. We might include your hot take in an upcoming episode. All right, time now for a break. When we come back, my next guest has a bone to pick with me about what makes a horror movie a horror movie. Stay with us.
This is Briefcase, brought to you in partnership with the University of Houston Law Center. Here's Dean Leonard Baines.
The U.S. Constitution regulates elections for both houses of Congress. The States Election Clause grants the states the authority over the timing, location, and manner of holding congressional elections. The framers were concerned the states might create unfair election practices. In those situations, Congress can step in to regulate the process. Congress has established a national election day for congressional elections and enacted statutes regulating the disclosure of election-related spending. This division of sovereignty between the state and the federal government aspires, but does not always succeed, in protecting the fundamental right to vote. I'm Dean Leonard Baines.
From the University of Houston Law Center, this has been Briefcase. For more episodes, visit houstonpublicmedia.org/briefcase.
I'm Ira Plato. On Science Friday, we wonder about the secrets of nature and meet the scientists finding the keys to the universe, like black hole maven Jan 11.
I think it's really important as a scientist not to put a belief system first. The whole point is to explore the unknown.
Come explore with us. It's all on Science Friday from WNYC Studios.
Science Friday, every Friday, 1 p.m. on News 88.7.
Hey y'all, it's the Sam Sanders Show. So, a couple weeks on this show, my guests, culture journalists Brittany Luce and Tre'vell Anderson, they shared their favorite horror movies of all time with me. The three of us made a list of the very best in our opinions, and we ended up with a Mount Rushmore of horror. Spoiler alert, that list was Get Out, Alien, Scary Movie, yes, we counted that, and my personal pick, Jaws. Now, many of you wrote me to agree that Jaws is a horror movie, but there was one person on our team who argues that Jaws actually is not horror. I'm talking about Luis Pena, our videographer. Luis disagreed with me so much that we decided to get him away from the camera and on the microphone to hash it out once and for all. What makes a horror movie a horror movie? All right, let's get into it. So, after I came to the control room and you said to me with the straightest face, you're wrong, Jaws is not horror, I kind of spiraled, Luis. I went to the team and was like, can we air this? Do I have to have some copy first to, explain that this might not be right? But then I dug deep, researched hard, consulted some sources. There are many definitions of horror, but the ones that I like best, there's two. One is the claim that horror is just any kind of movie in which the main emotion that you're meant to experience as a viewer is dread. If dread is the big emotion, under the biggest umbrella definition, it's horror. And then the other definition is horror is a type of genre in which you fear for your life or the life of the people in the movie. And you think about dying and death and how you might die, and you're afraid of it. And so for that reason, I do think Jaws is full of dread, and Jaws is full of death and the fear of death.
Yes,
which makes me say it's a horror movie.
No.
What is your definition?
Okay.
Luis, what is yours? Tell me.
My definition is a horror movie. You have to be in a situation where you have no escape. And that's a feeling of dread to me. Okay. You have no idea how to get out of the situation, but you gotta figure it out. And it's either you figure it out or you're dead. Or you're exed by a demon. You know, possessed, whatever by a demon, or you get killed. But again, in the case of Jaws, don't get in the boat. You can stay on land. And Jaws is not a problem for anybody. Now, if Jaws had feet and would get out of the land and eat people, you'd be like, all right, now we're into... Because under your definition, Godzilla is a horror film, isn't it? Big lizard, gets out of the water, stomps Tokyo. But Godzilla's more fear of nuclear weapons, right?
Oh yeah, Godzilla's fear of nuclear weapons. Okay then. Okay, so knowing that, do you still make the claim that two of my picks for our horror film Mount Rushmore are bad? Get Out and Jaws?
One of your picks is bad. Jaws is definitely not a horror film, but Get Out, I'll give you grace. I actually put it in my Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
As a alternative to one of the movies.
Okay. Well, then with that, then, Luis, let's revisit this conceit and have you share your favorite 4 horror films of all time that should be on the horror film Mount Rushmore. What are your 4?
Let's start with your picks. I think either Saw or Get Out deserves a spot.
All right.
I would put Saw. You know, because Saw is pure
all the Saw movies are just
No, Saw 1.
Okay.
Exclusively the first one.
Because I can't watch after the first one. The first one was a struggle.
The first one, it's perfectly made, low budget, very scary, huge twist. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, it's been 20 years. So, huge twist.
It's been 20 years? Dang. No, you're right, because I was going to see Saw 3. No, because I was going to see Saw 3 when I was in undergrad. Wow, okay, yeah.
So, exactly.
All right,
so
go ahead.
It's been a while. Fantastic. My second pick, Paranormal Activity 1. That movie...
take me back. Hold on. Pause. Because I always get that one confused with the Blair Witch Project.
No, it's the one that came after. Blair Witch Project has nothing to do. Blair Witch
Project all handheld camera, right?
Yeah. No, like security cameras inside a house.
That's what it was. In the house. Yes. That was a good one.
It's not the house. Hit me left.
You cannot run from this. It will follow you.
I'm in control.
You're not in control. What's happening to me?
This thing left a message.
It's not a ghost. What is it?
With Paranormal Activity, under the strictest Luis definition of horror, they could escape. They could just leave the house.
No, because it chases them. If you watch the other movies, the thing is still goes around. Like, it's not the house, it's with them. From what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
But it to me, why didn't I put Blair Witch Project in this spot? Blair Witch tried to be a much better movie than it turned out to be, and Blair Witch had the advantage of it being the first one. You watch it, you're like,
it was the first of its kind.
Yeah, first found footage. You're like, is this real? Is this not real? But is it scary? It's just people running around in the woods.
I remember it scaring me, and I remember I didn't see the Blair Witch Project in movie theaters. I saw it at home, but it still scared me at home. Something about that found footage element of it, shaky camera,
for sure,
night vision. I mean, you could have a children's play stage like that, and it would be scary. It was just so atmospheric, you know?
Yes, but a lot of the carrying of that movie is because it's the first one, and because of how it's shot. But story-wise, I don't know.
Forget the story. They're just like running to the witch.
Exactly. Everything is very like, just be scared of the crosses in the woods. Like, okay, nothing too scary. But Paranormal Activity really dives in that these people are stuck in the house. You got nowhere to go because wherever you go, this is gonna follow you, and this is just scary. How do you get out of this, right? What's gonna happen to us?
Okay. What else? What next?
My next pick, and I saw it this weekend because I was doubting whether to put this movie in it or not, but I decided to put it, The Ring, but the Japanese version of The Ring.
わからない。突然の心臓停止ってことしか。普通の死に方じゃないわよ。みんな同じ日に死んだの。こんな死には初めて見たよ。
Oh, how different is the Japanese version of The Ring from the American version of The Ring? Because I remember watching The Ring, and the only thing that I can recall is a very scary girl with the long hair, and at some point she like comes out of the TV. That's all I remember.
Okay, great question, Sam. The Japanese version of The Ring is a lot more dread-filled than the American version. The American version is more, it's still great, but it's cheaper in the sense that it relies a lot on the little girl being the scary part of the film.
Yes.
Whereas the Japanese one is like, we're gonna die in 7 days. What the hell do we do, and where do we find this girl? You see very little of the girl throughout the film. Only towards the end that you see it. Versus the American one, it's like that's the center of the whole thing. Like you see everything related to the girl. But I think the Japanese one did a better job at showing like it's not. There's no jump scares in the Japanese one, but it's more
jump scares.
No, which again, if it jump scares to me, knocks it down. No, because again, it's not put in the story.
Okay.
It's
Luis,
all about
I gotta stop you here. I gotta stop you here.
No.
Part of what makes horror for me is an abundance of jump scares. Keep jump scaring me. I want that. I want to be so scared in the movies. I'm that person who goes to the movies to see a horror movie knowing full well that at some point I'm going to take off my baseball cap and cover my face. That's what I want.
No, that's what I don't want. That's what I don't want. Can you tell me right now a good horror movie that has more than 5 or 6 jump scares?
I mean, I'm not counting the jump scares, Luis.
No,
maybe I should.
But you know, right? Maybe you see, like, if it scares you once, you're like, all right, it happened one time.
Oh, wait. I got one. Jaws.
No, stop. We're not counting that. We're not counting that.
All right, I'm teasing you. Now, what's your next pick for your own personal horror film, Mount Rushmore?
My final pick. And Sam, this is by far the best movie of the best horror movie of the 21st century. And maybe the 20th horror. I think this is the best horror movie of all time.
Ooh.
Hereditary.
My mother was a very secretive and private woman. It's Grandma. You know you were her favorite, right? Even when you were a little baby, she wouldn't let me feed you because she needed to feed you.
Hereditary is a horror film with so much depth and lore, and the way they tell the story from beginning to end, full dread. And the whole time, you don't know what the hell is happening. And it's just that Toni Collette should have gotten an Oscar nomination for her role in this movie. But
just for her monologue when she goes off on her son at the kitchen table.
100%. 100%.
I am your mother.
Yep.
You understand?
And you know what's funny about that? It's so good that the shot they use for the kid is out of focus the whole time.
Really?
His reaction was so good.
Yeah, so good.
It's all about her.
My favorite part of that monologue when she goes, all I do is worry, enslave, and defend you, and all I get back is that effing face on your face. That face on your face.
Listen, and that's just the top of the movie, right? And Dode in that movie as well.
And Out,
yeah. I love that woman, but in this movie, kicked it out of the park again. Secondary character, just like part of the plot, but so good. Everything in the movie, the setting, the lore, the storytelling, the directing, the acting. It's set in Utah, and it's still horrifying.
Yeah.
It's just everything that a horror movie should be is Hereditary.
Okay, I will agree with you on that. All right, if you're just now joining me, I'm talking with my friend and this show's videographer, Luis Pena. Luis is a huge fan of horror movies. He actually studied film. And we've been chatting about what actually makes a horror film, because we disagree on that definition. So if Hereditary, directed by Ari Aster, is your favorite horror film of all time, and you say one of the best movies, period, of our time, what do you think about his follow-up, Midsommar? Is that horror? Now, this is the one where they end up in this... How do you set up Midsommar?
This girl goes through a big tragedy, and she goes with her boyfriend to a summer festival in Sweden. To stay like 2 weeks in Sweden with her boyfriend's friend's family, and it's just everything is just weird once they cross the line, right?
And the community that they enter, they do some really weird stuff around death and dying. If we say any more, we'll spoil it. That said, it was a very scary movie in which the scenery is always very bright, and they're wearing like flowers half the time. I loved that. Like, it's this movie that's full of dread, but also bright and beautiful. Strange film. Would you call it horror?
It's a strange film. Would I call it horror?
You wouldn't, because you don't call anything horror.
No. Yeah. There's so many horror films. But Jaws is not one of them. Now, Midsommar. Here's the thing with Ari Aster's films. I think I've seen.
They're all about his mother. Every movie he makes is about his mother. I think that's my theory.
Wow, that's a good theory. Actually, I think I agree. He has been going kind of downhill since Hereditary, which was a
You said it, not me.
Yeah.
Well, we'll never have him on this show. It's okay. Keep going, Luis.
Hereditary, Midsommar, then Beau is Afraid, I think. Beau is Afraid is an insane movie, if you haven't seen it. It's 3 hours of just crazy anxiety for everybody. And then Eddington, which was okay. I mean, it was good, but nothing like his first two. So, yeah, I did like Midsommar a lot, but it felt like, okay, we're reading back a little bit on the success of Hereditary.
So then let's recap, Luis.
Yes.
Your alternative horror film, Mount Rushmore. We just went through it. Let's go over the movies again. You have Hereditary, and what else?
The Ring, Japanese.
The Ring, Japanese version. What else?
Yep. Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity, 1.
And Saw 1.
And Saw
Get Out.
1. Or Get Out.
Yeah.
I feel good about your list.
Okay.
You still don't feel good about mine.
Because and also yours had scary movie in it.
Oh yeah.
Is that a scary movie?
It's a parody of
It's a comedy.
I know. We can do what we want over here. We do what we want. That said, we're gonna have a lot of listeners who hear this, who have their own questions, comments, and complaints about what makes a horror film and what should be on a horror film Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Anticipating those comments, emails, letters, questions. What do you think is a horror film that is truly, truly overrated?
Oh, the Conjuring series. All of them.
All right, it's 9:18. We're headed down into the cellar where the doors just opened on its own. Give us a sign that you want to communicate with us.
Oh, how many are there now?
There's like 6 or 7 because they keep adding more ghosts in different places in the world.
No, but now
there's
it's
a nun.
The doll, right? The doll's
Yeah,
part
the doll.
of it. Okay.
The doll's like the first thing, and then there's a nun, and then there's like a house. All of them, the whole series.
Okay.
You can probably grab the first one and be like, I think it's called Insidious. That one you're like,
Yeah.
Okay, we'll allow that. But everything after Conjuring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the Nun 1, the Nun 2, all that straight out. It's just not scary.
Here's why it works. Here's why the Conjuring series always works, because the two main leads, Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, they're incredibly attractive. I love watching the two of them in a haunted house.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
I
locked
disagree
in
with
as soon
you.
as they show up. They're
Yeah,
really
I mean,
pretty.
they have that face, and everybody's just, they just have that face, and they're like, we're scared. Oh, what's that? It's a ghost the whole time. And then this jump scare after jump scare after jump scare. You're like, okay,
I know,
what
jump
is this
scares,
shit?
I love it. I think I watch those movies, because now they just kind of come on, and they're on all the streamers, and they're everywhere. I watch them kind of as background noise, in the same way that I would just have MTV music videos on as I lived my life. I can have a Conjuring film on in the background, and I look up every few minutes, and then there's Patrick and Vera Farmiga looking cute.
Okay.
And that's all I need.
That's one way to watch them. And probably the only way to watch watch that.
Yeah. I've said this before. Horror is my favorite genre. I think it is the quintessential genre of film that resonates most with all kinds of people. I think we like to be scared together. I think watching a horror film is so much more of a community experience than any other kind of film. Luis, I hope this is the first of many appearances on the mic for you, because you're fun to argue with.
Thank you. I had a great time. You're a fantastic interviewer and a journalist, so
you're a fantastic videographer. You can cover up all of my twitches during the tapings. Thanks again to my guests today, comedian Jasmine W. and our very own Luis Pena. This show is a co-production between Sam Sanders Productions and KCRW. We are distributed nationally by PRX. Our showrunner is Tyler Green. Our senior producer is Bennett Purser. Andrea Bautista is our producer and social media editor. Phil Richards is our technical director. Mike Stark helped us record this episode. Bo Delmore is our video lead. Luis Pena is our switcher and video editor. Christina Cooper is our social media editor. Ramel Alcantura is our graphic designer. Alicia Benitube composed our theme music. And together, Arnie Seipel and I co-executive produce this show. Listeners, if you like what you've heard today, you can find all my interviews on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube, and also at kcrw.com/Sam Sanders. All right, be good to yourselves, and I'll talk to you next week.
Houston Public Media is a service of the University of Houston and is supported with your gifts to the Houston Public Media Foundation. More information available online at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate.
Hi, I'm John Donvan, host of Open to Debate, where we bring you open-minded discussions and debates about the issues affecting our lives. Everything from science and tech to politics, culture, and foreign policy. In our divided nation, we feel it's more important than ever for people to be open-minded, open to disagreement, and open to listening to the other side. Join me in being open to debate.
Sunday night at 10 p.m. on News 88.7. Your NPR station, News 88.7 KUHF Houston, a service of the University of Houston. Get local and breaking news anytime at houstonpublicmedia.org. Listen to us on your favorite devices. Tell your smart speaker to play News 88.7.
From Futuro Media and PRX, it's Latino USA. I'm Maria Hinojosa. Today, a special episode in collaboration with the investigative team at Cal Matters. We're going to give you a full picture of the ramped-up ICE raids across the country.
The racial profiling supported by the Supreme Court, my God.
We go to LA, Chicago, and Mexico City. And also, we meet the man behind this effort.
Gregory Bovino.
Because it's not just the people in the White House.
If they cross the border illegally, then they're coming with us. Just go ahead and self-report, because the green team is on the job and it's game on.
All this coming up on Latino USA. Stay with us, no te vayas.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Janine Herbst. Millions of people who rely on food stamps are experiencing delayed payments from SNAP this month because of the federal government shutdown. In North Carolina, more than 1.3 million people who depend on the program to feed their families. Ellie Chen from member station WUNC has more.
While two federal judges ruled on Friday that the Trump administration must fund SNAP through the shutdown, it could still take days for folks to receive benefits. Maggie Guest is a single mother with two young daughters in Cedar Grove, North Carolina. She says she needs SNAP since she has a disability that prevents her from working.
It's my only way to feed my children, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what we're going to do. I don't have a backup plan.
Guest expects that she'll have to rely more on food pantries and go further into debt. Some states are using their own funds to bridge the gap, but North Carolina Governor Josh Stein, a Democrat, would need the cooperation of the state legislature, where Republicans have the majority. For NPR News, I'm Eli Chen in Chapel Hill.
Meanwhile, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent tells CNN that SNAP benefits could resume by midweek. As the federal government shutdown stretches into a fifth week, President Trump has refrained from taking an active role in negotiating a path to reopen the government. Trump spent the weekend at his Florida club, as NPR's Sam Greenglass reports from West Palm Beach.
At opening weekend for the winter season at Mar-a-Lago, the Friday night Halloween party was themed A Little Party Never Killed Nobody, a song from the Great Gatsby movie. Guests in sequins, fedoras, and feathers dined on the patio as dancers in showgirl costumes performed. Just before, Trump posted on Truth Social that he would be honored to keep SNAP benefits flowing after a pair of federal court orders. The funds were set to run out on Saturday. When Trump arrived at the Trump International Golf Club, someone held up a sign that said, "Release SNAP dollars." Trump has called on Senate Republicans to end the shutdown by eliminating the filibuster. Sam Greenglass, NPR News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
It's the final weekend of early voting in New Jersey's closely watched gubernatorial race. Bruce Kahnweiser reports the results will likely be seen as something of a referendum on President Trump's first 10 months in office.
A recent Fox News poll had Democratic Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill up 7 points over her Republican rival, state legislator Jack Ciattarelli. Other polls have suggested a tighter race. After 7 days of in-person early voting, turnout is little more than 2/3 of what it was last year. But that's not a surprise because 2024 featured a presidential election, and that always drives voters to the polls. If Sherrill wins, the results will be seen as a rebuke of President Trump's aggressive policy agenda. If Ciattarelli wins, it will show that Trump has support even in a moderately blue state like New Jersey. For NPR News, I'm Bruce Kahnweiser in Greenbrook, New Jersey.
You're listening to NPR News from Washington. Security's tight at train stations in the UK after a stabbing yesterday left 11 people injured, one with life-threatening injuries. Police say one of the 2 men arrested has been released without charge. The other suspect is a 32-year-old British man who remains in custody on suspicion of attempted murder. Police say they aren't considering this a terrorist action and that they're not looking for anyone else in connection with the attack. Authorities say a train worker saved lives with their actions. In Kenya, the death toll from a landslide yesterday has risen to at least 26, and more than 24 are still missing. Michael Koloki has more from Nairobi.
Authorities say the landslide occurred in Kenya's Elgeyo-Marakwet County, in the west of the country, following heavy rainfall in the area. Rescue efforts are focused on finding those who may be trapped in buildings that were crushed by debris. It is unclear how many people have been displaced after their homes were damaged following the tragedy. In a written statement posted on social media, the government has urged those living on landslide-prone slopes and low-lying areas to relocate, and also warned members of the public to avoid flooded roads and rivers. October to December is a rainy season in Kenya, and this year several parts of the country have experienced intense downpours. For NPR News, I'm Michael Kaloki in Nairobi.
In New York City, thousands gathered to cheer on the runners in the New York City Marathon today. Vincent Kipruto won the men's race by 0.03 of a second, and Helen Obiri won the women's race, obliterating the course record by more than 2 minutes. This is NPR.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include the Wallace Foundation, an independent, nonpartisan research foundation collaborating with grantees and partners in the arts, school leadership, and youth development. More at wallacefoundation.org. This is NPR.
I'm Anita Rao. Embodied is WUNC's weekly radio show and podcast about sex, relationships, and health. Join me to meet people who aren't afraid to question what we think we know about intimacy, who are embracing the unique ways their bodies shape their lived experience, and who have some fascinating stories to share about their relationships. We'll take on the taboo together, next time on Embodied.
Sundays at 8 p.m. on News 88.7.
Caution, please mind the speed limit.
Welcome to Latino USA. I'm Maria Hinojosa. We're going about, like 10, 12, maybe 15 miles an hour down neighborhood streets. Like these are homes.
Yes.
¿Cómo se llama este barrio, más o menos?
This is historic South Central.
Oh, my goodness. It's just after 6 a.m. The sun isn't out yet on this dewy morning.
We're looking right now for, like, vehicles. They're usually American-made vehicles. They're definitely, like, have super dark tinted windows. So you'll find the agents are double parked.
Immigration enforcement agents, Border Patrol, ICE. Men, because they're mostly men, in unmarked cars, often in plain clothes, who are waiting to get out and take people. It's been 4 months since Los Angeles saw an unprecedented attack on Latinos and Latinas and immigrant communities. The attacks haven't stopped. And this morning, Latino USA's managing editor, Fernanda Echavarri, and I are in the back seat of this ride-along as the Unión del Barrio Neighborhood Patrol begins.
And then some of the cars that look icy too, like you can tell that they're not because sometimes they have that customization, you know, like it's raza, it's not like ice. But they love to get that tinted look, you know.
Unión del Barrio is a grassroots community group that is responding to the ICE raids by patrolling neighborhoods. Lupe Carrasco Cardona is driving. She's a teacher at a middle school nearby. She has her hair pulled back and is wearing a brick-colored blazer. Clemen Navalos is in the passenger seat wearing the classic black and white checkered Vans. She's the one that gets out of the car to get a closer look at any vehicle that looks suspicious. Clemen is a school psychologist. They also each have impeccable manicures with bright blue and reddish orange nails.
We became little private investigators, and you do kind of, right?
Yeah. I would say big, not little. Like everything that you're talking about is very strategic, and you have really honed the work of having to be, o sea, lo que a mí todavía no me entra is the fact that you're having to patrol your neighborhoods at 6 in the morning in LA. That's where I'm just like, oh my God.
The idea here is to blow the agents' cover, to warn the neighbors when they find agents on their street, and to post it live on Instagram so people who are commuting can avoid the area. This morning, there are 4 cars in this patrol. Each team has a walkie-talkie. Most of them are educators or work in public schools, and they're doing this before they start their workday.
10-minute check, all clear on 25th neighborhood.
We're trying to keep up with all the clues Lupe and Clemen are looking for.
See how they have the sun visors? Sometimes they do that to hide themselves. But yeah, there's no one in there.
How can you tell there's no one in there?
It takes me a minute to
I'm like, no veo nada.
We've been doing this for a while. I feel like.
Did you notice a big American flag in front of the house? So that could either be a super patriot or a decoy.
They're trying to protect themselves, you know.
We've been driving for about half an hour when Clemen spots a heavily tinted Dodge Charger.
It looks a bit customized, no?
Lupe loops around the block and comes back slower.
Okay, do you want to call back up?
Stopping right next to the car.
Is anybody near 38th and Griffith?
Let me ask this guy about the car.
And do back up. We see a suspicious Charger, super dark tinted windows.
Hello. Clemen gets out and knocks on the window, then peeks through the very tinted windshield. And just as the other drivers start to make their way over to us, Clemen gets on the walkie and calls it off.
Oh, never mind.
There's nobody in the car. False alarm.
By now, it's been almost an hour, and none of the volunteers have spotted ICE agents. Lupe and Clemen tell us that this is a good thing. But unfortunately, she says, they often receive photographs of agents setting up in the areas where they had just patrolled the day before. It's a mix of chance, of luck, and of being at the right place at the right time.
They tell us this is what it looks like when there's protection and community.
It feels like just another day on patrol, but there's always that heaviness in the back of our minds, like that our community's under attack, and we just want it to. We want our people to be safe. So, like, I think that's always in the back of our minds.
Yeah, honestly, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
But I would be more tired and more exhausted if the community was left unprotected. This is the minimum that can be done.
From Futuro Media, it's Latino USA. I'm Maria Hinojosa.
And I'm Fernanda Echavarri.
Today, we bring you a special episode in collaboration with the investigative reporting team at Cal Matters.
First, we take you to LA, ground zero of the ramped-up raids.
Or, as the mayor of Los Angeles told us recently,
the hunting of Latinos.
What can local and state officials really do to stand up to having masked agents take over their cities? We ask California Governor Gavin Newsom.
We're fighting fire with fire. We're not rolling over to this. 40-plus lawsuits.
We're also going to meet the man behind this effort, because it's not just those in the White House. He's Border Patrol's Gregory Bovino, and he's living for this moment.
Just go ahead and self-report, because the green team is on the job, and it's game on.
We'll go to Chicago, where Bovino's tactics have spread.
ICE lies, and people die.
We'll also go to Mexico to ask President Claudia Sheinbaum about Mexico's role in all of this.
Señora Presidenta, can you please respond to this question of psychological terror that is being unleashed?
No estamos de acuerdo con esta forma de trato.
We found that about 72% of those in ICE custody right now have no criminal record. None. So while the administration's messaging continues to be about protecting the country from
those that are perpetuating murder and rape,
terrorist cartel members,
the worst criminal illegal aliens,
what we're seeing is that this is really about picking up anyone, anywhere, based on how they look, where they work, or the language they speak.
Something that the Supreme Court has said is totally okay to do.
The racial profiling supported by the Supreme Court, my God.
So stick around, because if there's anything you need to hear to get a full picture, not only of what's going on, but of what's to come, it's this. Cada día. So she lives in a walk-up, in a complex.
It's not really called a walk-up in LA.
Oh my God, what's it called?
It's just a two-story apartment building.
Okay, it's called a two-story.
We're in a working-class neighborhood in Los Angeles to meet with a woman we're going to call D. She's undocumented and asked us to protect her identity.
Today, she greets us with a big smile and welcomes us into her small apartment.
We're here because her 31-year-old son, Mauricio, was one of the first to be detained when the raids led by Border Patrol's Gregory Bovino began this summer. And she brings the perspective of the many mothers, friends, family members who have had someone go missing without any information about where they may be.
The tackling, the violent raids, we've seen that all over social media and the news. But what Mauricio can tell us is what happens after Latinos, Mexican, and Central American migrants are handcuffed.
For this episode, we're making a conscious decision to not play any audio of the gut-wrenching weeps, the cries for help, or the desperate screams from the many people being detained.
It was a Sunday, June 8th to be exact. That previous Friday and Saturday, chaos had erupted in LA. Immigration enforcement agents began very public, very militarized raids across the city. And Dee had been paying attention.
Empezaron las redadas viernes. Entonces ella trabajó viernes y sábado.
Mauricio had a bad feeling. He was scared.
Sí tenía como que ese miedo de que, hijo, me van a agarrar.
But he had to go to work.
Yo, la verdad, al final de cuentas, tenía que salir a trabajar.
He worked cleaning apartment buildings and was on the payroll.
Sí, estaba pagando impuestos.
Paying income taxes.
Él no tenía ningún delito, él más vino a trabajar.
He has no criminal record, and his mom tells us that he's the type of guy that just goes from work to home and home to work.
De la casa al trabajo y del trabajo a la casa.
So after his shift, he headed home, as usual. And as he waited for the 33 bus, an unmarked truck pulled up in front of him and the other handful of people waiting for the bus.
Pasó una camioneta rápido y sí se hizo sospechoso porque pues...
A couple of men in jeans and baseball caps got out of the truck quickly and held up a piece of paper with a man's photo.
Dos señores vestidos civiles, no se leían ni su placa ni nada, con gorra, tenis normales andaban.
The men asked if they knew who the man in the photograph was because he was a wanted man, but nobody did. Nobody even knew who that was.
Y llegaron ahí entre la gente y nos preguntaron que si conocíamos una tal persona. Traía una hoja con una foto de una persona.
When a couple of the other people waiting for the bus started to run, so did Mauricio.
Me atoró un pie.
The man chasing Mauricio tripped him, and he fell on his knee.
Y caí casi con todo mi cuerpo en la rodilla izquierda.
Mauricio says it wasn't clear who was who. None of the men showed him a badge. Nobody said anything. All Mauricio heard was some of the plainclothes men speaking pretty good Spanish, no accent. He says the men took them in based only on the way they looked.
O sea, nomás estaban agarrando como por así, como su vestimenta o...
They can tell we have dark skin and that we're shorter, he says.
No se da cuenta que es uno de piel morena o algo así, chaparritos.
I saw this as racist, Mauricio tells us.
Prácticamente lo vi como racista, como...
So there he was, handcuffed, shackles around his ankles. Agents then take his phone away.
Meanwhile, at home, his mother, Dee, starts to worry. She hasn't heard from her son since the last message 2 hours ago. And he always responded to her messages right away.
Mi hijo es de esas personas que nunca deja de contestarme las llamadas y los mensajes.
3 hours, 4 hours. And according to WhatsApp, her son hadn't even seen her messages.
Y entonces dieron las 7 de la noche, yo tratando de localizarlo, no pude.
Dee's thoughts spiral. Had her son been robbed? Was he hurt? Was he in the hospital?
Estuvimos así esperando, lo buscaron en hospitales, en aquella área, a ver si había habido un asalto o una...
Dee didn't sleep that night.
Entonces toda esa noche estuve en vela, no dormí.
Turn left.
She reached out to a neighbor who tried to file a missing persons report with the police, but the cops told him it was too soon. There was no trace of Mauricio, even in immigration detention records.
Mauricio was first taken to a detention camp an hour south of Los Angeles. Then, at 5 a.m. that next morning, he was put on a plane. He was shackled. He had absolutely no idea where he was going.
¿Te dicen a dónde vas?
No dice nada. No nos dio ni idea dónde vamos, ni nada.
They were taken to an ICE tent camp. Mauricio's knee was causing him a lot of pain, making it almost impossible for him to walk.
3 days passed since Mauricio had been levantado. Taken, kidnapped. A word that in Mexico has a heavy significance. This is the term used for cartel-related kidnappings or state-sanctioned disappearances. And Mauricio knows this. It's precisely why he's using that term.
Me expresaría como que hubiera sido un arresto cuando traen uniforme. Y en realidad ellos no traen uniforme. Estaban de civiles.
I was picked up by people in plain clothes, he tells us. No uniforms, no badges, no arrest order.
Nunca nos dijeron que teníamos para una llamada, ya fue.
It was now day 5. He still hadn't been allowed to make not even one phone call. His mother, Dee, still in anguish, with no idea, no trace of her son anywhere.
No dormí, porque yo no supe de mi hijo en 5 días y medio, casi 6 días.
Finally, Mauricio says immigration agents at the El Paso detention facility tell him and the other men in the holding cell that they can make one phone call, but only after they sign a document that says that they're voluntarily deporting themselves. Legal experts have called this conditioning of phone access blatantly illegal, saying the government is essentially pressuring people in detention to give up their rights to due process, waiving their opportunity for an asylum hearing or a date in front of an immigration judge just to get a call. Mauricio showed us the document he was told to sign. It's in English and in Spanish, and Mauricio checked the box that said,
I denounce my right to a hearing in an immigration court, and I wish to go back to my country as soon as my departure is available.
Government officials are essentially dangling a carrot of a phone call. They warn detainees that even if they try to fight their deportation, they could be held in terrible conditions for months and months.
So, on June 10th, 5 days after he was taken, Mauricio signed the form.